Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I decided to go outside of my comfort zone because normally I'm a big advocate of not mixing personal and business and keeping those two things very separate. But with everything that's going on in the world today, I decided to go ahead and touch upon racism in business and how you can be a part of the change if that's something that you are interested in having some guidance, tips, and advice on. So today I decided to dive deep into it and talk about the topic of racism and how that can affect your business and what you as a business owner or a person in small business can do to help be a part of the change. So let's dive in. A lot of the feedback I have been getting from friends and associates is that they just don't know what to do or how to approach this because, let's face it, it's all uncomfortable for a lot of us. A lot of us may feel like they don't know what they can do to take a step forward and to help this heightened time in our society right now. I mean, we have so many things going on with the pandemic, and now we have a lot of the tension with the social injustice and the racial injustice towards our African American brothers and sisters and just demographics throughout the world. So I want to go ahead and tackle this. The first thing I want to talk about is what you can do to make a step forward. The first thing is going to be inclusion. Now, this might sound like something that most people are saying, okay, well, we've heard this before. We know to be inclusive. We know to make sure we have a diverse workforce. We know to make sure that when we're staffing, that is staff that is diverse. But it's not something that people think about automatically when they're always going about their day-to-day business. What I'm talking about is inclusion as far as marketing, promotion, and of course, yes, your staff. When you are marketing or you're promoting your business to demographics that may not be just like yours, you really want to think about including those that are in the minority. It's very easy to market or to promote to people that are in the majority because that's who is around. That is who's there in larger numbers. But think about always including those who are in the minority. Think about, what does your marketing look like? What does your marketing say? How are you reaching out to those people who are not as included in your community? Another form of helping would be through sponsorships and charity, and it's donations as well. Get out in community, donate to those groups that are helping those who are disenfranchised or in a minority. Look at groups that you can be a sponsor for their games, for their events, for anything they may have planned that they want to do in the community to help those who are facing social injustice. Look at different ways that you can give to a charitable organization. Make sure your business name is known and that you're known as a business that is there to help support and push things forward, not a business that's being complacent. The last thing you want is to appear that as long as your business is fine, you're fine with everything else that's going on in the world. Let it be known that no, yes, you want your business to thrive. There's nothing wrong with wanting your business to thrive. If it's a part of the community, we all want it to thrive because you're being a positive impact on the community. But in the same token, you don't want to appear to be complacent. You want to appear as though you are someone who wholeheartedly wants to make sure that everyone in the community has a chance to thrive just like you are as well. So go out there, be a sponsor, give to charity, donate some in one shape or form, but do it with intention. Make sure that when you're doing these things, they aren't just some random groups and they aren't people who just only come to you. Make sure you are reaching out and you are giving your time or your business name with intention to make a difference. That's what's important. The next step is feedback. This is one that I think is highly important because people often will not tell you in person exactly how they feel about your business and the way they are servicing the community that you're in. Feedback is highly important in way of surveys. You could just have a talk with people person to person, or even have focus groups to come in and ask what they think about your business and give their honest opinion. Most people inherently are non-confrontational. They're not just going to walk up to you and say, hey, I had a bad experience in your business. They're normally going to go to social media, put it on Yelp, or put it on some review page and just give you a bad review, which, that is fine as well too. But I would be very consistent with making sure you are putting out ways or putting out surveys for your clients or your customers to give you feedback as to how they feel you are doing as far as inclusion is concerned and diversity. Make sure that you are asking them as your clients, hey, can you grade me and give me your honest feedback, with the intention that you are wanting to make some positive changes. When you are the one running the business or you're in it, of course, it's going to be hard to be able to see outside yourself and see where you maybe are missing the boat or where you are not having a space for other people to feel like they are safe and welcome in your place of business. The goal is not to prove that you're not a racist. That's not the goal. The goal is to show that you are in support of anti-racism, and that costs you nothing. All that does is show that you are on board with the side of justice. And as a business owner, that can speak volumes, and it warms the heart of your consumers to know that they are safe at your place of business and that you are working towards progress and change. If you look at the statistics of how consumers choose where they shop or choose who they use as someone services, or how they pick out who their favorite producers or people or retailers are, one thing that you will find is they like them because they feel like they can relate to that product or they can relate to that person. They feel a sense of home with that product, with that person, or the way in which they advertise. Well, that means they feel like you are on board with how they think, who they are, or accept just what they stand for. So when it comes to racism, people want to feel like you are standing on the right side of the fence. They don't want to feel like your silence or your complacency is saying that you are not interested in what is going on in regards to racism. It doesn't necessarily mean I agree that you're in support of it, but silence and complacency does speak volumes. It does make you appear to look as though you do not have a stance, nor do you want to take a stance in regards to racism. The way things are going right now, you can no longer afford to be neutral. Neutrality is not going to help you progress forward, and more than likely, I dare to say, it won't help you continue to be successful. We are now living in a world where people are more aware, they're more exposed, and they're no longer accepting silence as your place on when it comes to these things politically. I will say that yes, normally etiquette wise, you don't speak about politics or religion or race in the workplace, and that's not something that people want to bring up, and it's widely known that you just don't discuss it because things can turn ugly very fast. But in this instance, what I would say is no, you don't necessarily need to be talking about it in your workplace as far as having a long, deep discussion. Although I personally believe the more we talk, the more uncomfortable we are, the more progress we'll make. But I do think as far as a business owner or someone who has a business service that you provide, you need to put out at least a message saying that I stand on the side of anti-racism. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't cost you anything. It's called being a good human, and it's called being a responsible business owner. My take on racism in the workplace and racism when it comes to your business is you don't have to make it the center or the topic of discussion every day at your business, but you do have to take a stance on where you stand. Your stance needs to be something that is seen, that people understand, and that is clear, that everyone understands what the message is. One stance, one marketing promo, one publication sets the tone for the entire company, and everyone is aware where that company stands as far as racism is concerned. It's uncomfortable, I get it, because especially in America, we've been trained that we don't speak about those things, and that's part of the problem. We haven't talked about it, we haven't been uncomfortable, we haven't been put in an awkward position for people to ask us where we stand, because sometimes I think we don't want to hear the answers, or we don't know what the answer is. But the bottom line is, this is where we are now. I'm happy that this is where we are now. It needs to be discussed. We need to talk about it. We need to be uncomfortable so that we can continue to move forward, so that everyone that walks in your place of business, or everyone that wants to hire you and use your services, feels comfortable being in your hands or taking your products. It's not about just making people comfortable. I want to clarify that last statement. It's about making people aware that no matter what you are providing as a service, you are providing with the intention that you are seeing them as a equal consumer and not a particular demographic or race of person. So that's what this is about. That is what people are asking for, is equality. Because, whether you like it or not, there's a lot of purchasing power when it comes to minorities, a huge amount of purchasing power. And we don't want to feel like we're purchasing things from someone who doesn't like us. For the business owners that are just wanting the advice and tips and how to be able to be a part of this, those are my advice and tips. I would tell you, ask for the feedback from your consumers or your clients. Make sure you're doing marketing and promotion that is inclusive, not just one time, throughout the entire year of your business. You don't want to just have that token person that's Black or brown or Asian. You want to make sure you are being inclusive throughout. And that includes people with disabilities, all types of people. You also want to make sure that the communication you are sending out is clear and concise and with intent. Now is the time for you to take action. And now is the time for you to not just talk about it, but for you to actually put your money where your mouth is. Have the position of wanting to make the change into being a part of the community that includes everyone in your community. Now is the time to show that. Act and you will see the results. They will be positive and they will be successful. But now is the time for you to take a chance, take a leap of faith, go out there, be uncomfortable, be outside of your comfort zone. And it's really not that hard. Once you've done it, you'll see people are just people and business will go on as usual. All right, thanks guys for joining my channel. I know this one was a little bit heavier than what I normally do. I'll have some more business tips, advice, and vlogs coming out very soon. But in the meantime, I want to say if you held in there this long, thank you so much for joining on my channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. As I always mention, I'm a novice. I'm just starting out, so I'm still getting my bearings. I believe this time I got the camera angle right again. Yay! But remember, please subscribe, ring the bell, like, and until next time, we'll be back to talk about more. Leave comments on what you thought about this vlog in particular in regards to racism. I'm happy to go into it deeper, to talk about it more. I would love your feedback. And thank you again for supporting me. And don't forget to subscribe.